If you're not using rings in your training program, you are leaving a lot of strength, size, and muscle on the table. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why I love to use rings in all my training programs to build the physique of a Troy warrior, a Greek god, a gladiator. For 10 years, I looked like this. I was following the typical gym routines. I was going through heavy bulk and cut cycles. I was going for super heavy weights, trying to get super strong, and I had a lot of ego when I was lifting. And comparing to this, most gym goers, I was in pretty good shape, but I still looked like this. And for 10 years of lifting, I was not satisfied with how I looked. I just looked bigger, but softer. And then 12 months later, after following what I've created, which is the Troy protocol, I transformed my body naturally to look like this. So what changed? 10 years to look like this, and then 12 months later, by changing a few key areas of my life, I look like this. I built muscle easier. I shred fat a lot faster. I had higher libido, higher testosterone. I felt amazing, no midday crashes, no mood swings. I followed the Troy protocol. I optimized strength and size in my training program. I actually doubled my testosterone levels naturally. And I built this rig using mainly rings and bodyweight training. So in this video, I'm going to show you why I use rings, why I love to use rings. Well, the goal of my training program is to look like Brad Pitt and Troy, like the movie stars, the Greek gods, the warriors, the gladiators you see on TV. Amazing proportions, muscle in the right places, but still being lean and defined. Not a bodybuilder, not a powerlifter, not a hybrid athlete or a, whatever you want to call it, a high rocks guy. I want to look like a Greek god, a Troy warrior. And in doing this, we need three main things. We need strength. We need to be strong for our body weight, relative strength. But we need muscle size to actually to make us look good. And we need balance and power. We need to be athletic, strong, explosive, powerful, like the warriors did when they had to go to battle. You know, if they were slow and weak, they were dead. Okay, so it's a balance of all three. And that is exactly what rings give you, that nothing else really can stand up to the same level. Because on rings, whether that's ring dips, ring pull-ups, ring press-ups, muscle-ups, you can name it. There's so many things you can do for rings. It gives you a lot deeper range of motion. And if you know anything about muscle building, range of motion and time under tension is essential for not only strength, but size. So we get deeper range of motion, we get control and stability, because holding yourself on rings, it recruits a lot more muscle fibers and stabilization muscles to actually hold you in position without going like all over the place. If you're on a fixed bar, for example, that I used to do, that I spent 10 years on, for example, bar dips, I was doing super heavy weight, I could hold myself on the bar, and I was getting stronger. But I jumped on rings, even with body weight, and I was all over the place, because I wasn't engaged in the stabilization muscles to actually hold me and control my body weight, never mind the extra weight I was adding to my set. And it gives you, this is the most important one, a natural movement pattern. So a lot of my workouts, I like to do things that are just very natural. They don't put a lot of pressure on your joints or your ligaments. When you do things that are fixed, like bar dips, your hands are fixed and your shoulders are fixed to this position. You can't really move around. But when you're on rings, you have more flexibility and mobility to like have the movement go to where your body is actually built, because every person is built differently in terms of their arm length, all these things. So doing rings actually allows you to go for the movement pattern that suits your body optimally without putting excess stress on your shoulders, on your elbows, on your wrists. Because in many years, for 10 years, I had so many problems with like elbow pain, shoulder pain. I'd like spend like 6 months working out, get injured for a month, and I'd almost backtrack. And rings, I would say, are roughly 3 times harder than they would be on bar dips. You can try it next time you're at the gym. Next time you're at the gym, go onto the bar dip. You can probably add like 20 kilograms for 6 reps. Jump on some rings and see how much harder they actually are. I use probably a third of the weight I use on rings where I use on bar, and I built such a better physique. I was stronger, had more size, and I just felt better. Less injuries. My muscles felt more engaged. At the end of my session, I really felt muscles I was trying to work. But because it's 3 times harder, we have to use less weight, which means less weight usually correlates with less chance of injury. And with less injury, that then goes into more progress. So imagine we had a 12-month period, but in this 12-month period, if you're using, for example, a lot of bars, you may get injured once or twice, and that could lead to like a few weeks into a few months of not training that muscle. But when you use rings, yes, using less weight, but utilizing that weight a lot more effectively, you can have less chance of injury and you can keep progressing month after month, which will lead to long-term progress. So how much should you actually be lifting and using rings to give you the physique of a warrior, a gladiator, or a Greek god? Well, that's exactly why I created this Troy Fitness Standards. And if you see the first link below, there'll be a free calculator where you can join Body by Troy, a program I created to optimize not only your training, but your diet and lifestyle to give you the body of a Troy warrior. And within here, there's an 8-part video guide completely for free. And one of the videos actually shows you how to utilize my free calculator, which is the Troy Fitness Standards calculator. You enter your body weight, your goal body weight, and it'll tell you exactly what weight and what reps you should be doing on rings, for example, the ring dip, the ring pull up, the ring muscle up, to look like the status you want to look like a warrior. Because most guys are average, they look like an average physique. So the first goal is what I teach in this program is to make every man look like a warrior. It's the first level, it's an elite level, don't get me wrong, but it's the first level on your journey to look and unlock the warrior physique. Once you've unlocked that physique, the next progression will be gladiator. It'll take a few years into the journey and you will look absolutely breathtaking. People will be asking you what you do for your routine and so on and so forth. And then Greek god is for the guys that want to go to the top 0.1% of men, the absolute pinnacle of natural performance. Anyway, we're getting too far ahead now. The video is all about why I use rings. And Body by Troy is a program I've created showcasing you why exactly I use rings in my workouts to achieve the body of a Troy warrior. Like I said, once you get into this program, you'll find out the reason how I transformed my physique from this to this in just 12 months. By optimizing my diet, by optimizing my training routine and my lifestyle, having high testosterone, loving the gym sessions, using rings, getting stronger in the right rep ranges, and actually seeing progress each and every day, month after month, seeing the weights go up, seeing my body fat drop. That is what keeps you going. That's what's so motivating. So guys, if you're interested, first link below and I'll see you inside the program. But for now, as always, be good and speak to you soon.